Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here, guys. Today is Monday. It is a holiday, Columbus Day today. And yep. And today I did another pop-up live. Wow. My second one in just a few days. Today is October 13th. It's 5:21 p.m. Eastern time here. All right, I'm just going to wait. Give it a few minutes. See if anybody's around that want to hang out. That's fine. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a few minutes. I got a few things I want to talk about today. And also some tips, advice. And I'm going to show you. I forgot to show you last time when I was frogging. And another project, another whip that I found that I have to work on. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to see if anybody's around. They got time to hang out. That's fine. Yeah. So hopefully my cat will behave today because I fed him an hour early. He was very, very impatient today. So let's hope he behaves. Hi, Junior. Welcome in. How you doing? Yes, so today is, I appreciate that you're here, Junior. Thank you so much. And you said you're from, I think as I was logging out Saturday I was on here. I think at the end you put, are you from Arkansas? You live in Arkansas? Here, kitty. Yeah, he gets a little, you're only supposed to feed them twice a day. So we feed them at 6 in the morning and then at 6 at night. But he sometimes he doesn't want to wait that long. So he'll tell you, like, he'll start meowing at you. And then you ignore him because it's too early. And then so he starts trying to grab your feet, bite your toes. Yeah, until you give him that food. So yeah, but I don't put up with that. I only give it to him early today so he can leave me alone. So today I am having tea. This is hibiscus tea. This is the tea right here I want to share with you guys today because I recommend it. So this is the tea that I'm drinking right now. And there are other brands that are more affordable than this one. But this one is $6.49 organic. And I love hibiscus tea. The only reason I got this one is because it's hibiscus tea by itself with no other flavor. And so I have some there that has elderberry in it. But I wanted one without just hibiscus. That's it. So it promotes heart health, but I take it for high blood pressure. So instead of taking before I say this, please consult with your doctor. I'm not a doctor. Just looked up the herbs and see how they will help with your health. And so this one helps with a number of things, but I'm taking it for high blood pressure. So instead of taking my pills, which every time I took the pill, the next day the number was high. So you got to take a pill every day, right? Keep it regulated. Well, I drink hibiscus tea. Okay, it's organic. It's herbal tea. So yeah, that's what I drink. So there are other brands that are cheaper than that. There's another organic one I drink that is only, when it goes on sale, it's $2.99, but when it's not on sale, it's like $3.49, something like that. Yeah, so not bad. You're having French coffee. Woohoo! Well, salud. And that's my favorite creamer for my coffee is French flavor. Here's Jordan. Come on, baby. When you say hi, there's Jordan right there. Yeah, look up, Jordan. Look up over there. Yeah, he's beginning to be a big boy. I don't know how much he weighs now, but he's heavier than before. And sometimes he puts his paws on me. I'm like, dude, get off. Your paws are heavy. But anyways, They were hurting me. Yeah, I have the music on just to see who else is coming in until some people come in. And StreamYard, I have to play around with it. There's some new things here. I have not been on StreamYard since September or August. But they have some stuff here I have not dipped into, so I have to check that out in StreamYard. So yeah, the Jordan wants to be on my lap, but he's only going to be here for a little bit, right, Jordan? Yeah, he's sitting down. He's being good. So what I learned with them is once you feed them, they mellow down. And he's purring right now. Oh, okay, Jordan. So yeah. So today I've been working on my one of the projects I shared with you on Sunday that I had cast on. I mean, on Saturday that I had cast on Saturday. So I'll show you where I am with that. I'm actually been working on it a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the work, the whips, what I'm gonna be working next on, and then have a little knit and chat. There are two topics I would like to talk about today, and one is yarn stash, and number two is how to be safe on social media. It's a very, very important topic because of what I've been seeing on the news with influencers. Okay, so yeah, so let's go back to the chat room here. And it's been a rainy, beautiful day, guys. It was raining since yesterday, early yesterday, and it's been raining. I think it started about early afternoon, around 1 here in Connecticut. I live in the East Coast of the United States. It's been raining since yesterday. I want to share something else with you guys that happened today. And then it was raining really hard yesterday. It was really hard today. It's been nice, very cloudy day. So it's a little not. I have my lights on, but you know it's a cloudy day. I can't help it. Let's see here. Junior says, has some kitty disappear? Coyotes spotted. Makes you wonder. Yeah, not only the coyotes, but the owls and other birds that if they see them in the yard, it will grab them. I don't know how they eat them, but you know, whatever. You know, we got to just make sure they're safe. Hello. Somebody here who is new. Let's see here. Firm with autism. Hi, hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you? How are you doing? Welcome in. Where you're from? Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. Yeah, I have a nephew who has autism. His is mild though. It's mild. I don't know if it's gotten mild because he has a family now. And he seems better. I don't know, but yeah, we're really proud of him. He graduated high school and now he's a family man. Yeah. So that's awesome. And let's see. So I have him here. He's just sitting on my lap, but hopefully he'll fall asleep while I talk. Let me see. Okay, we'll leave you alone. So he might come up and say hello later, right, Jordan? Yeah. So this is the bag I have here that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. You guys remember this bag? Remember, for those who have been with my channel a while. Yeah, we're going to talk about some projects in here. This bag was gifted to me from Jeannie. I think her channel was, I'm not sure she's still on YouTube, but it's Proverbs 31 Women. Yeah, I see her on Facebook sometimes. And then I'm going to show you my work in progress with the my other top I'm working on. Well, it's a vest, but we'll see. It's always sometimes starts as a project, as a garment, and then I switch it over to something else. If sometimes it works that way. And so let's turn this off. I have to let's see here. Okay, Jordan, relax. Turn off this music. There we are. That's better. All right. So, all right, Jordan, let's get into it. So, one project that I stopped because I didn't have that color of yarn anymore, and I knew I don't have a big stash like a lot of people, but to me is enough. And so yeah, I have totes and boxes of yarns and stuff and crafts, like other things like diamond painting. I am into what is it, the embroidery and yeah, things like that. So I ran out of the yarn that I was actually using. And so the other day I was looking in another area and I found it. And the cold weather is here. It's here in New England. So I got to finish this. Although we have plenty of scarves and plenty of hats. But my daughter, this was for my daughter. I never finished it. This was last year I started it. And she asked me to make this for her. So what the yarn I ran out was red. Can you believe it? I didn't have red. So I used up a lot of my red. So I needed red, and thank God I found some, because I don't need too much to finish the project. And so this is a Spider-Man hat and scarf set that she had asked me for. Let me go back to the comments that she had asked me for. So the scarf is basically 99% finished. I just have to put Frenchies in the bottom. This is just a little bit that I finished from switching colors. This is just because of switching colors. So I have to fix that up and put Frenchies. And so there's Spider-Man colors are black, red, and blue. And one of my favorite is it Marvel superhero is Spider-Man. And so the scarf is about 60 inches, about 60. Yeah, so it's going to look really nice. And then the hat. So the body of the hat is already made. I made this already. I had already crocheted. This is all crochet. So I crocheted this last year. The hat is the hat looks like, I think it looks like, wait, hold on. It's a half a double. So the whole hat is half a double. Okay. And so it has the blue trimming here. I just need to put the eyes, the spider web on here, and then in here in the corners it's going to be braided right here. This is going to fit. I don't want to put it on because it's going to mess up my hair, but this covers your ears right here, and so it's going to be braided. It's going to look like she had two pigtails, but it's braided. It's going to look cute, and it's going to be braided with the same colors, black, red, and blue. So this basically is going to take me less than one day. Actually, depends how busy I am that day, but maybe 1 or 2 days. So I found the red that I needed, so I would be working on this. And I feel so bad that I didn't get to finish it. I just wanted to try to use as much of my yarn that I have already here in the house, that way my money could go to other things, all right, more important things than yarn. So, all right, so the second project is this one. So the second project, all right, it's this shawl. I don't know if you guys remember this shawl. This is one of the shawls that I follow in one of the bands, which was it, Red Heart Super Saver. It was in one of the Red Heart Super Savers. They had a pattern in the inside, the back of the band. So I loved the cover. There was a woman wearing this shawl, and I loved it. And the thing is that I think I should have went with this is knit. So I think I should have went with one more needle size higher. I think this is a 5.5. I think I want to do it with a 6. Okay. But you have to pay attention for this one. You really got to count. So I already took it off the needles because I'm going to frog it. So I already took it off the needles, but this is how it was looking so far, you know, and this is the ombre color yarn. I forgot who makes it. I think it's Red Heart. I think it's Red Heart. Ombre, this different shades of blues, right? But it's gonna be way bigger than this. It's just that I stopped there. So I'm gonna frog this, and I'm gonna make it with a size number 6 needle. So yeah, it would have looked really nice. I love the colors. I really, really want to get it done and want to wear it, you know, with my jeans, you know, skirts and stuff like that. I don't like jean pants anymore, guys. They're so uncomfortable for me. I don't like jean pants anymore. But the skirts I will wear. But anyways, yeah, so it would get bigger, longer. So yeah. So this is the only thing that I'm frogging today. I have a lot of excuse me. I have a lot of blue yarn here. But there are some other projects here that I decided, I don't know if I'm going to continue with them because this yarn here is really annoying me. But so this is that ombre. It's all a mess now. That ombre blues and white. No, light blue and dark blue. Different blue shades. That's this shawl that I'm working on. Okay, this is what I have left. And I have another one. I have another one to finish it. So this yarn, I've been trying to deal with this yarn, which I don't have the label of this yarn. Somebody gifted this yarn to me. I believe it was Mary, like a couple years back. The feel of the yarn is so soft, very silky and soft. Your work looks nice and creamy and silky, right? It looks nice. It does. You can't tell in the camera, but trust me, it looks a little shiny, a little bit. I don't like yarn that is super shiny. Okay, I don't want to be shining out there. But I mean, if you like that, then you know that's your prerogative. You like that. You know, everybody's different. So I started this, right, and I stopped. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew this together since the cold weather's here, and this is going to be. I'm done with it. I'm gonna stop here with it, and this is gonna be a cowl for the cold winter months. So yeah, it's going to be a cowl. I'm going to sew it in. So it's going to be a cowl, and that's all it's going to be, right? Because I got frustrated. This yarn, look, okay. So this yarn, you can't pull it so much. It gets so ugly like this, and it stacks. It gets stuck. If you ever try to frog it and it gets into a knot, I just don't like it. It just makes a mess out of the project. It stags. It's just hard to work with. It's just hard to work with. I really don't. But I have a lot of this yarn, and because it was gifted to me, I am going to finish it. So this is another project that I started with the same yarn. It's a little wider. So it's just going to be just a rectangle, and it's just going to use it as a wrap. Or you could use it as a shawl. So that's what I'll be using this one with, finishing this up. And this is a 5.0 knitting needle, because the yarn is so thin. And because it's thin, it slows you down. I mean, it really slows you down. It will take me. So I want to get this done. I want to get this one done. Let's see what's going to happen with it. Okay. And the colors are blue. So yeah, I might put the rest of this yarn and maybe double it and put it on my central knitting needle, maybe, and see how that will work. You know, but working it with by hand is just it just makes me very impatient. So I'm like, no. So I mean, the colors are beautiful. I wish they would have made. This is a what do you call it? A roving yarn. And yeah, I just don't enjoy it very much. I think if I use a machine with it, it's better, or on the loom, but you're going to have to double it or triple it because the loom, when you work on a loom, it should be uh, at least a bulky yarn so you don't have any holes or anything like that. But some people use a 4, so a medium 4. So those are it. Those are them. And this is a bag that I'm gonna have here by my chair, and I'm going to put it there to concentrate on this because especially the first thing I'm gonna finish is this. And then my daughter's I finished my cardigan last year, and did I show it to you this year? I think it was this year or last year. So I have another cardigan that I'm a little more than halfway done. You know, a little bit more than halfway done, and that is for my daughter. And we did the measurements again yesterday because I couldn't find the notebooks. I like to make garments by body type measurements with the measurements. Then, you know what I mean? Then if I saw a pattern and they said, okay, extra large is this and that, I'll do that for myself. But for other people, I measure their body. And even for myself, I measure it. I do measurements as well. But because it was for my daughter and she's very petite, and she's short, so I'm going to do measurements. So I did that. And so the notebook of last year where I did the measurements, I can't find the measurements. So last night I had asked her if I could do the measurements again. So I did them last night. So I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Let me go get it. And let's see here. Oh, I didn't see it. Hold on one second. Where'd it go? All right, so okay, give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, so here I have it. All right, so here I have it. You remember this. For those who've been with me, who are new, this is the first time you're seeing it. But this is this beautiful, beautiful, oh my gosh, silky yarn. I love working with this yarn. This is Yarn Inspiration Karen Simply Soft Party Yarn. And let's see if I could find my, it's dark in here. I can't see it, but the color, but I'll show it to you. So that's that one, the party yarn, and it's very pretty. She saw this yarn once somewhere, and she said, "Mom, I want the pink with the sparkles." So this is the light pink with the sparkle from this. It's so, even though it has metallic in it, you can't feel the metallic. They did such a good job with this yarn. It is so soft. Some yarns that has metallic, you could feel the metallic in it on it when you wear it, you know, like, or when you touch it. So yeah, this is a medium 4 number, the medium 4. Yeah, so this one is beautiful. She put it on last night because I had to measure. I did one arm. I had to go down the other. I still had to do the cuff in the other arm. It looks crazy right now because we're not done with it. But she wants it cropped. So we did a couple yarn. The 2 sleeve, but I'm not done with it. This one has to go down more. I did take the inches. I think it's about only 1 more inch. This one's about 3 more inches long. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what I did with the arm was just so you don't have such a bulky big yarn, sleeve. I mean, I keep saying arm. I always say that. I don't know why. So excuse me. The sleeve. So what I did is the method where you start with a double crochet, then do half a double. So as I was doing the double and half a double like that, I would have a try it on, then I know when to stop doing the half a double, then start doing the single. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if she grew or something, but I'm going to remove all the single here and go down just a few more rows for half a double, then to do the single crochet, and then the the cuff, do the cuff, and then we're done with that. Hey Jeanette, how are you? How you doing? How you doing today? Woo, welcome in, girl. Thank you for being here. So then this one is just up to the half a doubles. So this one I already did the double and half a double. So yeah, I'm gonna continue with that one. We're almost done. This is just almost, because I still have to do the neckline. I still have to do, so she needs, this is gonna be crop, but she wants one more 1.5 inches more down, 1.5 inches longer on the body, and then we'll do the band, the waistband. We'll do the right here. We're gonna finish it up here. Then we're gonna do the collar, and then that's it. We're going to do I have to crochet the flowers. They're gonna have daisy flowers on it. So we're gonna have daisy flowers here and there, wherever she's gonna pick where she wants me to put the daisy flowers. So she saw this on I think it was Instagram. She saw that this girl that was wearing just this pink, and she had daisy flowers all around. So it all depends what size of daisy flowers she wants. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a couple sizes and show it to her, and then she will pick what she, because I want to make it the way they'll wear it if you make it to the style they like. You know what I mean? And I put so much work into my crochet and knit. And sometimes I feel like I'm a perfectionist, because I'm like, okay, I frog it. Okay, this is not right. You know, this and I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm just saying I think like one. So I'm like, oh gosh, I don't like this. No, I don't like this. And then yeah, so it's kind of sometimes triple the work for me. What weight carrying yarn? A 4 medium weight. That one's a 4 medium weight. She's Jeanette saying hi to Junior. See here if I can see this. So hey, brain frog. So okay. Junior, so funny. Apologize. Let me just catch up here and take a few sips here of my hibiscus wonderful tea. And apologize, Jeanette. How you been doing? All right, PM. Okay. Excellent job. Thank you. I'm doing good. How about you? So yeah. If you don't like tea, I'm telling you, hibiscus tea. My daughter brought it to me once from Dunkin' Donuts. I fell in love with it. It's so delicious. And it's a herbal tea. It's this one, guys. Those who came in haven't seen it. But it's so delicious. It's so delicious. So I think that's one that everybody will enjoy. And it's good for your health. All right. So I share the projects. Now let me show you. I've been working Saturday. I'm going to show you what where I am up to with the second panel of this one that I showed you on Sunday. Saturday. Sunday I was at we're going to talk about the family dinner. It was so, oh my gosh, guys, it was like Thanksgiving all over again. The early Thanksgiving. That's what that was. My goodness, the food. All right. And then I went on and got dessert. I was like, oh, I couldn't fit the dessert. I only had the flan because I haven't had flan. Flan is a Spanish, it's a Spanish, how you say that? It's like a sweet, it's a dessert that is sweet. It's very sweet. But this one, she bought it I don't like it. I don't really like it from the regular stores. If I buy it in a Spanish store, I know I'm gonna like it. But this one needed a little more sweetness. I couldn't taste the caramel. I just needed a little more. But anyways, this is what I showed you that I worked on that I showed you on Saturday, right? But so I started the second one. I cast on the live, and I worked on it a little bit on Saturday. and I worked on it a little bit, just not even an hour at the dinner party. So I brought it with me, yeah, because it was a rainy day, and my yarn fell on the floor. Hold on a second. It was a rainy day, and they were watching football. Sunday football. I used to love football. How many of y'all like football still? Yeah, I used to like it. I don't watch it anymore. But if I'm at somebody's house, I'll watch it. I don't watch the Super Bowl anymore, guys. I don't watch it. That's a whole topic, different topic for another day. Why I don't watch the Super Bowl. But anyways, so this is the I love this yarn. 4 medium weight yarn. So cream color. Here it is. Okay. And one of those I did the front, and I still have of this. You saw the little small of it left. And so knitting, you always, the you always use less yarn, and then crochet. All right, so I cast out on Saturday, and this is where I am right now. It curls up a little bit in the bottom, but once you block it, that's because I use this it's kind of like a twist in the bottom when it's a cast on method that I use. There's so many different ones that you could use. So once I block it, it will, but this is how it would flatten. But this is so far what I have done. Yeah, it's 100 I cast on 103 stitches. So this is how much I've done. Okay. So I'm going to check the chat room. And then we'll move on into my conversation, the topic of today, while I'm knitting. And I will be knitting on this today. I like it when it's raining. It's so nice just to sit back and watch. I'm mostly on YouTube. My daughter's like, Mom, why you don't watch all the other apps? You're always on YouTube. Why didn't you watch all the other movie apps and all this other stuff? Like Hulu and what is it? Netflix. I don't watch Netflix anymore because it's just a lot of. I just don't watch it anymore, and that would be for another topic another day. So why Elaine doesn't watch Netflix anymore? But so yeah. So I told her I have everything I need on YouTube. If I want to go watch somebody's podcast, whether it be gardening or crochet or knitting, I want to learn a new recipe. You know what I mean? I want to learn a new hobby. There are movies, tons of movies there. Yeah. So let's see. They're talking to each other. All right. So let's see. Junior says, I haven't had many herbal teas, although maybe one day would buy some. Yes, Junior, I'm totally a coffee person, 100%. And I hated tea until I didn't stop. I started to not feel well. And so I started buying tea. And I try and error, and I found the ones I like. I'm now a tea collector. I once had about 20 different teas, 20 boxes. I have a tote there. I try not to run out. Every time I'm down on one, I go to the store and buy one. So I usually have a lot of different teas, especially now for the winter months. I'm going to make, I collect the mullein. It's a herbal plant. It's a natural earth coming from the earth. You find it at even your backyard. I found it in my daughter's backyard. It comes in the spring, and then it kind of, this year for some reason, it went out through the summer and now the fall. So I'm going to take a walk to where I found some here in my house, because when it should be going to seed. Once it goes to seed, I'm going to collect those seeds so I could grow them from seed. But I cut the leaves from them, and that's good for the winter. You make your own cough medicine. Like, you have a sore throat. It's good if you have lung problems, respiratory problems, asthma, things like that. Again, a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Just do your own homework and always talk to your physician before you try any herbal teas like that if you take medication, because it could interfere with your medication. So, because it's like medicine too. So, yeah. So, I will be doing that soon. It's so easy, guys, for us to make our own cough medicine, pain medicine, things like that. Let me share with you what I'm doing. I started it September 25th, and it's important to always write it down. And on September 25th, I started this, and it's a treatment I did. But first, let me finish reading the chat room, and then I am going to try this out and then be like a guinea pig for you guys, and then let you know if it worked. So flan like pudding in a jello from So Delicious. Yes, but always get it from a brand, a Spanish brand, because my own experience of buying it, and maybe not all Spanish brands, but you know who makes it the best? Goya. And if you could find a person that knows how to make it, even better. Okay. So, Jeanette says she likes football. Awesome. Not much for football. Oh, really, Junior? What, you like, basketball? You like basketball? And I love basketball. I used to be a basketball player in middle school. Yeah. Imagine that. Oh my gosh, I was such a tomboy. Looks quiet. All right. What is that red on it? Red on what? What did I show you that had red on? This? This is my are you talking about this? This is my knitting needle was a circular. So I don't know if you're talking about this, Junior, but this is where you cast onto your project, and so you don't lose your stitches. It stay on there, you know. And also, if you make, they're great for it. They sell these different sizes. So if you're making a bigger garment, like a shawl or something, you buy these knitting needles, come in different sizes, like 14, 16 inches, 29 inches, 40 inches, and so on. So you can have enough room when you're working on your project. There's enough room there for it. Yeah, I'm not sure if you were talking about this, but I don't see anything else red. I watch a movie on Tubi sometimes. Yeah, I used to go on Tubi. That's another channel that I probably will go on instead of Netflix. But if when I'm in the mood for it, Recipe, yes. Recipe for the cough medicine. Once I do it, you guys gotta subscribe if you haven't. Junior, I think you subscribe, and Jeanette is subscribed to my CT Valley Girl Garden second channel, because that's where I do all my gardening, food recipe, cooking, food shopping, all that stuff. I give you tips there, groceries, how to save money, or tell you the sales or things like that. So I will be sharing it over there. I'm giving my body a break from coffee for my stomach. Yes, girl. I don't know if you're still here, Jeanette, but I hear you. I got to do that sometimes. But Jeanette, what I found is that decaf coffee does not hurt my stomach. So I've been going decaf. Coffee is all right. I do like tea too. Oh, okay. Vitamin C booster. See here. Vitamin C booster. You boost your immune system. Not a doctor. It helps though. Yes. Let's see. You try flan from the Dollar Tree, and yeah, it was okay, right? Yeah. It's you gotta I don't know if there's a Spanish store near you in your area, but try to get it. Even online, if you do grocery shopping, look up flan. You will see, if you see they sell Goya. I think it's the The next best thing besides somebody making it homemade is Goya. Yeah, that's the project. Yeah, that's just the circular. I'm not a crochet person, although God led me to some beautiful people on YouTube. My Christian family. Amen. I appreciate that you are here. Yes, I do appreciate it. Um Sometimes I watch channel that I'm not really like, I'm not gonna do that or whatever. It's just sometimes you like you just like the person. You like their personality, their channel for some reason, even though if it's something that you are not interested in. Hey Jeanette, okay, I'll see you when you come back, girl. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let me go get the what I'm working on for my hair and for my skin. And then it's a very easy recipe, but I will share it in my second channel. Just all right. So let me go get it. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So I already made this batch September 25th. And this is fermenting. Okay. This is fermenting. And that's an organic herb in there. Okay. And I will share it in my second channel because I don't want to give anything away. I want to try it first. All right. But it's supposed to be very healthy, not only if you need skincare or health, hair care, but also for for your body. So I am going to be using this as a hair product and skin product, but also I'm going to put it in a bottle, in a dropper. My daughter has some. She's going to give me one because I really want to do everything with glass, because with glass, everything lasts longer than plastic. So she has a glass one. So you drop about 15 to 30 drops. You drink about 15, 30 drops of it, and you do that daily. Okay. So especially now for the winter months. So yeah, so so this is already 2 weeks in. So as it ferment, it gets darker and darker and darker. If only you could see this. It looks so beautiful in there. Just say put it closer up. Yeah. So I will let you guys know once it's ready. I'm waiting for this to be in its halfway point. And then in my second channel, CT Valley Girl Garden, I am going to do the recipe. And then I'm gonna do it again so you can see the difference from how it looked halfway done, or maybe I'll just wait till it's fully fermented. So it takes 6 weeks. It takes 6 weeks for it to fully ferment. So that's a month and a half. So it's already been 2 weeks, guys. So after 6 weeks, you could use it. Now, can you believe that this lasts for 5 years? It lasts for 5 years in your jar or in the dropper bottles. Glass lasts for 5 years. So when you make it, you got to put in a dark, cool place. So I have it in my cabinet. Every 2 days, you have to shake it like that. You have to shake it. I mean, not every 2 days, twice a week. So the days that I shake it is Monday and Fridays. So Mondays and Fridays, I do that. And I go like this, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of taking over-the-counter medicine, and it just helps you temporary, but it doesn't cure anything, right? And I'm not talking about life-saving medicine. I'm talking about just your medicine for, like, let's say acid reflux, let's say arthritis, things like that, your blood pressure, that is just regulating for that day. Why you think you got to take the pills once a day for, because every day you have to take it. So, yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And I did not say what's in in the jar, Junior. I'm going to share in a future video because I want to first see, I want to first see when it's fully fermented. And I will share the recipe with you guys in the future, but I will tell you that I have not. I'm gonna try and error part because I'm not. I need time to use it to tell you that's gonna work. Okay. Now I have a second recipe that my daughter used. My eldest already's been using. You don't have to ferment it, and um, and I'm going to do that recipe soon in my second channel because I want to use it since I don't have to wait to ferment. This one you wait 24. Well, she said no. She said you could use it right away, or you could put it in the refrigerator, wait for 24 hours so all the ingredients will marinate and suck each other's up and ingredients and just make this beautiful, beautiful, you know, medicine. So it's just like it's also a hair care. It's just for your hair. So if you're having problems with your hair and growing your hair, you're losing your hair, or your hair is thinning, and you need to grow some of that hair back. Also, if your hair is like really brittle and dry, yeah. So she had used that one already, and she said that she has seen some grow hair on her, so with hers, but we will see. All right, so now let's get back, and I'm gonna see if Jeanette comes back. And I'm gonna wait for her for a few minutes, and now we're gonna talk about the topic today. And while I'm knitting, but before I'm knitting, what I want to tell you is what I use for magnesium is one of the best vitamins to use along with other vitamins. But if you are in a stressful job, if you are a person that you're probably going through a lot of stress right now in your life, whether it be your job, whether it be family, financial problems, life, magnesium helps you with that. Also, if you have arthritis, if you have any joint problems, if you have muscle joints, if you have OA type of arthritis where it eats your collagen, your bone, this is bone health right here. Okay, so I was able to get this on sale, but look, it's almost gone. And I take 2 of these gummies a day. They're very big, but they're very good. But they're very big gummies, bigger than, let's see. So you take 2 of those, and again, speak to your doctor before you use anything over the counter. And magnesium citrate this one's 200 milligrams. Okay, it's the berry flavor, and I think it says there number 1 recommended. But magnesium, guys, get it. Now, have you ever waked up like you didn't have enough sleep, or you feel tired all the time? My daughter's been feeling tired a lot. Sometimes I don't get another sleep because of Jordan. But vitamin B12 will give you, also if you're like an older person where your metabolism has slowed down, and you need your metabolism to get fired up. You need your metabolism to speed up so you could lose some weight. Vitamin B12. See if you guys can see it there. Right there underneath. I can't see it because it's so dark here. But the vitamin B12 500 mcgs, and it says in the bottom, right there. Oh, it's backwards. It shows it backwards. All right, so it's for your immune system, give you energy. Let me tell you, this is the one you put under your tongue, and you take 3 times a day. So I have one even before my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If I have an early dinner. Sometimes I don't take 3. It depends if I want to go to sleep. I don't take 3. But vitamin B12, I have noticed with this last time, a few months ago with this, I was taking green tea every day, this, and cinnamon in my smoothies or cinnamon in my oatmeal, and I was losing weight because of the cinnamon. because of the green tea. The green tea also has a lot of antioxidants. It's great for a lot of different problems, health problems that you have. Okay, why you think the Chinese people are so skinny in China? Why do you think they're so skinny? Two reasons. They drink a lot of green tea. Sometimes they drink it 3 times a day. I saw a video in China that even their vending machines, you know how we have our vending machines with all this Coca-Cola and sugary stuff? They got all different kind of green teas and water. Not that they don't drink soda, but I'm just telling you what I saw. And then green tea, you lose weight. And they only eat 80% full. They don't eat, when they eat their meals, it's just 80%. These people don't get fat. And they eat a lot of home cooked meals, but then, until McDonald's went over there to China and Japan and got some of these people fat. McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and all those Western restaurants went over there. They got a video about that, how Chinese people and some Chinese people are overweight. Not a lot. They still not close to us. We are number one in overweight. The number one country. Number two is, I think, is UK. But yeah. Anyways, so let's see what's going on here. What, Junior? What you thinking about what I said? What you thinking about what I said? What I said about the Chinese people? So, it's true. Look it up. There's a documentary about them gaining weight. And it's not the older people. It is the younger generation. The older people are still eating old school. So, yeah. They said they interviewed them while they're in McDonald's. They say, "Oh, this is delicious." But it's sad because I laugh because, it's funny, but it's not a funny situation. You could see them gaining weight. Anyways, so let's see what Junior says here. I believe I would eat too many gummies, vitamins, so much like candy. I know you got to be careful with them, but what I do is I take 2 out and put it back away in the cabinet. I've not had a problem with that, but if you have children, yes, please be careful with your gummy bears, vitamins. So yeah, I don't know if Jeanette's here, but Jeanette was sharing the hair product skincare that I'm fermenting right now. And yeah, I will let you guys know in the future. All right, let's get to our topics because it's almost an hour. Jordan is sitting here next to me, nice and quiet. You know what I like about StreamYard now? They added some new features here, and one of them is a notepad. They have a notepad, so just like me, sometimes I'll do a video or live, and I say, okay, today's topic. Later, I want to talk about this, and then later comes, I get all distracted and into other things, talking about other topics, and I forget about what I really wanted to talk about. All right, so I have my note here, and it says how to be safe on social media. All right, so guys, be careful. You everybody that's here that have a YouTube channel, influencer, TikTok, whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those social medias, please, please, please. I have noticed that the past 2 years, but a lot this year, that influencers have been target from strangers out there, and just by watching their channel. So what not to do on your channel? Well, don't brag about what you have. Okay. Don't brag about what you bought, like your cars. There is a lot of stupid things that has been done in social media that rest in peace to those people. They're not here anymore. One is flashing money, flashing all the money you have. Okay. Look at all the money I made on. Don't ever say how much you make on YouTube. All that stuff. That's like if you have a job and you're in a bank, you have a bank account, you like, oh, look at all this money I made this month. You don't share that with people because it's very dangerous, because first of all, there's people out there that want what you have. That, you know what I mean? They don't want to work for it. So somebody else worked for it and want it. Okay. And there are some people that are scam artists. There are people that are jealous. Jealousy is a very, very sinful, um, it's very sinful to be jealous because it has caused a lot of problems in people's life and relationships and also families. Man, that could be another topic. Okay. So, friends, jealousy has separated friends, have separated families, have destroyed families, have destroyed friendship, has even put people 6 feet under. Okay. So, yeah. So, you have to be careful with what you share on social media. Don't share your location. Okay. When you do, please, when you are somewhere, let's say if I go to vacation to Puerto Rico, right? I'm going to show y'all Puerto Rico and all this other stuff. I'm going to air it when I get back home. I'm not going to air it when I'm in Puerto Rico and then I'm letting people know, oh, she's on vacation. You're just giving somebody a red light to break in your house. All right. So you don't want to, you have to be very wise. Um, don't show, don't say where you're filming if you're going live. Okay, because it we seen influencers, we talking about also like rappers, we talking about beautiful women's on Instagram, beautiful women, that's another topic we're going to get into, that have been a target of just flaunting everything they have, including their bodies. Okay, stop doing that. Whoever's doing it, stop it. You're risking your life. Okay. um Remember, this is the gray World Wide Web, and people everywhere could see everything you're doing. It will always be there. You need to be careful what you put on here. Okay. So, um, just this year, it made me very sad that and two Mexican influencer who live in Mexico. Okay. I'm just got to be very careful here, but there were females that they show it on the news, and so podcasters here will do videos about it, and they will show you their ex it's mostly Instagram and YouTube. Okay, and TikTok, but it's a lot of Instagram um that they've been watching. So they would show you her channel and what she was showing, what she was sharing, and that's what you got to go look back at so you don't do it. Okay? So also don't lie here on your YouTube, because if you're saying that your husband is let's say, how can I say this? He has an unprofessional job, you know what I mean? And he's a pharmaceutical, and in that area, you know what I'm talking about? And he's really, and that he's one of the big ones. Don't brag about that, because that was happened to a lady who she and some people would go and videotape in places that's not even there. They don't even own it. They're just there making a video telling you they own it. Okay. And they go to a very expensive hotel and look where I'm staying, and you see them, and you don't even see them in the hotel room. They're like in the lobby, and they're showing this beautiful place. They're showing their jewelry, they're showing their clothing. Oh, look at this $500 purse I bought, or these $1,000 shoes. Stop that, because a lot of people are being targeted because of what they're sharing on social media, because they want to go rob you and sell it. Yeah, so you need to stop that. Who If you're doing that, that's just one of my tips to share with you. Yeah, I mean, God has blessed you with something, amen, but it's not for you to come up in here and flaunt it, because that's why God said that bragging is a sin. Bragging is a sin. Boosting, bragging is a sin, because you are showing your, first of all, you're supposed to be humble, but second, it's also not safe for you, because other people always want what other people have. Do you remember the story with King Ahab, where his neighbor had a vineyard and it was so beautiful, but in the Hebrew culture, they're not supposed to sell their inheritance, their land, to strangers. They're supposed to move it on in the same bloodline, their family. Okay, so that was a law. So Ahab, you know Ahab and Jezebel, King Ahab and Jezebel, y'all know that whole story, right? So he said, Ahab asked him, he said, well, you have a beautiful vineyard. He would look out his window, see it every day. He was seeing it every day with his eyes. So he got, it came into his heart and his mind. He's like, I want it no matter what. I want his land because it's so beautiful. I want it. And so he asked him to sell it to him, and he said no. And Ahab was a man that was not, let's just say, not wearing the pants in the house, okay? He was not a strong man. He was a weak man, and that's why Jezebel loved it. She was the one with the pants there. But anyways, long story short, Jezebel asked him, why is he so sad? And he said, because he wouldn't sell him his land. And so what did Jezebel do? Jezebel lied about the man, hired two people to lie so that they would bring him into the courts, something with their law and all that. And they had him stone the owner of the land, who was so innocent. All he was doing was growing grapes to make wine. And he had it in his generation for decades after century, right? So here comes this Jezebel and says a lie about the man. They bring him to court. They found him guilty, and they stone him and his two sons, because if they don't kill the sons, then they're going to have the inheritance, and Ahab can't have that. So see where this all matches with what I'm talking about, okay? So how did Ahab get the vineyard? Because his wife lied, had them prosecuted, and had them killed. And now Ahab had the vineyard, right? But he paid he paid a high price for that, because later the prophet came. God had a message for Ahab, and the way they end up was not good, right? And of course, a lot of other stuff was going on back then with the worshiping idols and all that, but other gods that are man-made. So, but this story here, the point I'm telling you is, review could be considered good or borderline money, something another. Yeah, so there's don't share that on social media, because you could somebody could come across your channel that is the wrong person, okay? And so what they're going to do is they're going to subscribe to you, and they're going to hit that notification bell so that every time you put a video, they want to see what you're doing. They're not interested in you. They don't care about your video, or they care about what you got, what you're flaunting, what you have. How can I get it? Okay, this happened to two females, and if you guys want me to share you the story, I will. It's very sad, because this one woman, her husband did not know she was she lied about her husband. He owned cars. He was a car dealer. He was not a street pharmacist, okay, the way she said. So you know the C from Mexico, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, dumb. Also pharmaceuticals. Yeah, so you gotta be careful, because they're watching. But I'm not sure who did it. They don't have no proof that who did it yet. But she was filming live that she was at her husband's car dealer shop, and that's where they went. They knew where she was that point in time that day. And guess what? They weren't robbed or anything. It's because of what the lie she said. And it's a very sad story. Depends on what is it though, I suppose. Yeah, it depends. Like if I'm showing you a yarn stash, who wants my yarn? Like, let's be for real. Okay. If I have a collection of things like that, who's gonna want tea? If I show my collection of tea, who's gonna want? You have to be very wise. This has been going a lot going on. Now, a lot of women are being targeted. Now, it's not just women; there's men that have been targeted, and none of them are breathing today. And so that lady, because of her because she made a mistake on social media. Her husband, and her two very young children are not here today. This is a true story, so we have to be very careful. So another thing that's being targeted out there is very young, beautiful women. Please don't flaunt your stuff. Don't flaunt, wear some more clothing, you know. Don't I'm just surprised how much out there is that going on out there. It's just I just be nervous for my grandson being on social media because yeah, so we all we nobody needs to see you 80% naked, okay? Because what you're doing is you're targeting, men are watching it, and so you're going to be a target. You're going to come across the wrong man, and I feel sorry for you. So there's this young lady missing. Pray for her. She went to her job. She's a influencer. I think it is Instagram. But she was trying to make something on her life, but she shared too much on social media. So she was paying her way to college, 23 years old. Kata Scott. Look her up. Kata Scott. Okay. Very beautiful young lady. There are times that she was fully dressed. There was times that she was not. This is where you are target. You're going to come around the wrong person. Remember, there's still human trafficking out there and stuff like that. Okay. So be careful what you do on social media. This young lady went to work. Her car was still parked at work. She had her shift from 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning. Her mother spoke to her exactly a little after 9 before she went to work that day. No one has seen her. She's missing. They're still looking for her. This is open case still. They're still investigating since August, the end of August, she's been missing. And all she was doing was, I feel so sad for her because she was trying to pay for her way into college. Very young lady, just starting her life. But we don't know. She said that she was telling her family that she was being stalked. So we don't know if it was social media, or we don't know it was somebody out there in her town. We don't know. But she told her family before she was missing that somebody's stalking her, that somebody's sending messages through her phone and things like that. And now the girl is missing. So I'm just saying we have to be careful what you put out here on social media. That's all. Just have fun, have fun, but do it the safe way. And that's it. I just don't want to hear any more stories like that. It's just so sad, especially when children are involved. So, and young, and just anybody. So, yeah, and always say the truth. Don't lie because it could cost you. So, that's one of the topics. Okay, social media safety. Now, the next topic I want to talk about is yarn stash. Now, guys, don't get rid of your yarn. I know that some of you guys just have too much, right? Like you have 3 rooms full of yarn. I understand that, right? I heard people saying that. And I understand that you got to probably get rid of a room or 2 of yarn, right? And I'm after Elaine's. Wait, what's this? Wait. I'm the yarn bandit. Oh my gosh. Um, let's see. Hold on. I am after Elaine's yarn. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. I know. I know. I was just doing an example, I guess. But yeah. Don't show your jewelry. Don't show your watches. Some of them cost a lot of money, right? Don't show your cars. Don't show anything like that, guys. Don't say how much you know how many people on here say, oh, you know how much I made on YouTube this month? You know how much I made on YouTube this year? Don't do that. Don't do that because not everybody's happy for you. Okay. That's something you should keep to yourself. All you should advise people is and say, hey, I'm a YouTuber and I'm monetized, and it did well for me, and I'm happy. Something I could pay maybe my light bill every month or a phone bill or whatever, but never talk about, oh, how I'm having fun, on social media with people and all this other stuff, right? Sharing, and connecting and all this other stuff, right? But don't share what you're making on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, you got to be careful. We are living the last days, people. There's a lot of lawlessness going on out there. With you remember when they put the law in California that if you steal under $600 in any store, you would not be apprehended. You would not be arrested. And what happened in California? Go look at it. What happened in California? A lot of people were raiding, breaking into stores, right? And just 20, 40, 50 people at a time. Right? Remember that in California? Yeah. So just be very careful. Let's go back to yarn stash. All right, guys. I told my daughter the other day, because what's going on 2030, I am not getting rid of my yarn just to wait and see, just in case. Okay. I said I'm going to make stuff. Maybe I want to sell a few things, donating stuff like that, right? That's all good and well. But I told her at least half of my stash, I want it. I want to keep it because, first of all, prices are going high, right? Prices are going high everywhere. The only place that I'm surprised it went high, and I'm gonna do another video about that, is the thrift stores. It's unbelievable how the prices on the thrift stores are. You sometimes, if you go to Marshall's to buy a top these days, or a skirt, or a pair of pants, it's cheaper buying it new on Marshall's than going to a thrift store these days, guys. To be honest, so imagine their yarns are going to go up too, and so because I know some people like to go yarn. I do that. I used to do that. I used to go to thrift store just to see what I could find there of yarn. One time I found this very expensive yarn. I didn't even know it was expensive until I showed it on YouTube, and some lady told me that was a very high-end yarn and that I was very lucky to get it for that price. And I was like, well, okay, I didn't know. Don't get rid of your yarn stash. Don't get rid of any of your crafts, your paintings, your if you do you have a business with your creativity, you might want to keep a stash of that because of 2030. So I told my daughter I might donate some to maybe some seniors out here. They got a senior center, stuff like that. I might, donate some hats and stuff like that, scarf stuff. That's all good. But my yarn stash ain't going nowhere. The ones that I'm going to keep for myself. So yeah, if you guys have rooms and rooms of yarn, hey, I feel you, but keep your stuff. Keep your, if I'm talking to all the yarny people out there, too, keep your yarn. And if you see a sale and you don't have enough yarn, because there's some people that don't have a wall full of yarn, and they just have, like, some people just got like maybe 20 skeins, and they just buy the yarn as they go, as they plan for their projects or whatever they're making and selling. If you see yarn on sale, grab it, because we have 4 years, almost 4 years and 2 months for 2020, 30. Okay. And that's what I'm going to tell y'all. Y'all better save your stuff. Stop getting rid of it. If it's too much, like I said, if you have 1,000 yarn, whatever, you got to get rid of some. Okay. But just to prepare yourself for that area, you remember 2020, right? So 2020, you don't want to be without anything. Keep your yarn stash. Keep whatever your hobby is. If you need to stock up more, go ahead, because one of the things they want to do is cut back in your spending. Cut back in your spending because of global warming and all this other stuff. They want to control your spending. So if you already have it at home, there's nothing they could do about it, right? So let's see here. I remember hearing that stuff still run from the store. Yes, California mostly, but it was everywhere. Remember in front of Walmart too, in front of the workers. The worker would just stand by the door, and here are these people with these big screen TVs, just barely could hold it on the carriage because the workers are not putting it on a flatbed for them to steal, and so they try to put it on a carriage to put it in their cars. You remember all that? And people just filling up their trunks with stuff in broad daylight. Yes, I am going to those stores, thrift stores. I'm going to those. Yes. Oh, okay. Do you do videos, Junior? About some good stuff there. I love drifting. But let me just say, I was going to buy yarn just to have someone crochet sweater one of those days. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, that'll be nice. You could buy the color you want and all that and have somebody make it for you, or you could contact one of us to make it. That'll be nice. All you gotta do is, well, it's hard to make sweaters for people long distance, but as long as you give us the right measurements. But yeah, so I want to do a video of the thrift stores. There's been a lot of drifters complaining about, especially all of them, all the thrift stores, that they have tripled their prices, guys, for things. This is why I'm trying to tell you why it's bad for the thrift stores to bring up the prices than Walmart or Target or Amazon or whatever, because thrift stores get it for free. They're not buying those merchandise. That is, the Goodwill is getting a bad rap. Okay. I stopped shopping in the Goodwill like years ago. Okay. When I saw the prices going up before the pandemic. I had stopped. I said, I ain't going to that thrift store no more. This is ridiculous. I just go to the store and get a new. So I'm going to, it's called Red, White, and Blue thrift store. I'm going to check their prices now the way they are. But just 2 years back, I went over there. I couldn't believe that. You heard Jordan? Guys, Jordan talks. I don't know if you can hear him. He talks in his sleep. He talks in his sleep. He's going, and sometimes he's like meowing, and I'm like, what are you having, a nightmare? So anyways, right, going back to the thrift store, I want to go to that thrift store, see how it is now, because 2 years back, I didn't even want to buy a t-shirt there. Because the t-shirts used to be 99 cents, $1.99 was the most expensive t-shirt. Now they're about $5. They're $3 something for a used t-shirt. Sometimes they might have a little hole in it, a little stain, and they don't care. They just brought up the prices. There is a thrift store where my daughter lives that their t-shirts are still 75 cents. That's good. And what I like about that thrift store is too that they have like $3 day, $2 day, $1 day. It's not really a day. Like they'll tell you, yeah, it's just that day, and then the next day the sale's over. So they post it in Facebook. So they put pictures of everything they're selling. And if there's like dresses, like the other time they had dresses for $3, shoes for $1. And then they got high-end regular shoes, and then on the other side they got high-end shoes. So those high-end shoes were on sale. So things like that. But Goodwill has been getting a bad rap here on social media. People are just talking about Savers too. Savers. There's a Saver is far from me. The Saver closest to me is about 30 minutes. But I have a few Goodwills. I have about 3 that are not far from me. So Goodwill and all the other thrift stores get a bad rap because people donated those stuff. Okay. So why is Goodwill, Savers, and thrift stores are open? Because they're open to help those people that can't afford brand new clothes. Sometimes there are times in your year or in your life, people go up with finances, go down. Maybe they have too many children. You know what I mean? And people rely on the thrift store. Okay. So now here's the thrift store. Here's a thrift store, um, 50% up to 75% up on prices. That's ridiculous. And so a lot of people are going on social media saying that they rather, why go to a thrift store? They had a whisk, a lady show that she bought at Goodwill, and it was, yeah, say hi, Jordan, and the whisk was $1.99. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's cheap, Elaine. Yeah, but it was already used and it had a little rust in it. And they were selling it for $1.99. So you go where? Dollar Tree. It's $1.25. It's cheaper than the thrift store. Okay. You gotta think. Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to my thrift stores and see what's going on over. He's laying on my lap again. See what's going on over there. And so start not only don't give this is because this is a craft channel, but also it's important to start saving up in other things um before 2030. But yarn wise, to keep your sanity, keep your, why we crochet, why we knit and crochet because we love to. Number two, because it's therapeutical for a lot of us. It relaxes you. If you had a hard day at work, if you are suffering from depression, if you're suffering from anxiety, if you have those mental problems, if you just basically had a hard day or stressful, this relaxes you. Also, we love it because we see what we can make with a little string of yarn. We are very creative with it, and we could make our own clothing. We could make clothing for other people. We could bless people with hats and scarves. We could bless people with blankets. We could help the homeless, things like that. People in need, go to a domestic violence center and help those single moms that had to leave their homes because they're in this bad domestic violence relationship. Now they have to leave. When they go to these places, these shelters, they have to leave with what's on their back. Sometimes they have to leave with a little bag or something. They have to leave everything behind because in some situations they got to leave fast. So they need help. They need help, right? They need stuff for their children, for themselves. They're starting all over. So it's good to be a blessing to all sorts of people that are in a different situation in their life. So that's why Christian people love crocheting and knitting, and because it's a blessing to yourself, but you'll be blessings to other people, right? So yeah, so it's just a wonderful thing. Yarn is a wonderful thing. It brings people close together. It brings happiness to people. It warms people, keep people warm in the winter. It keeps clothes on people. Yeah. So if you don't have money to buy, your budget, it's cut off and you need to buy more groceries, and now this month I can't buy me a sweater, I can't buy me a skirt, I can't buy me some slippers, I can't buy me a robe, I don't have it because now I got to spend more money on food or medication. Oh, okay, so let me get busy with my hands and start making some clothing for my family, okay, or for gifts or anything like that. So that's why we do it. So yeah, I forgot to say that on Saturday when I was talking about everything that's going on with digital ID and all that. Look it up yourselves. I forgot to mention that. Don't get rid of your stash. Don't get rid of your yarns. Don't get rid of your supplies. You might just need it. Let's see. Uh, see here. Go back to the chat room. Um, oh, every now and then you post something. Okay, so I have to go check it out. So whenever you go to the thrift store, I don't know if you want to share with us your thoughts about your visit with the thrift store, how you found the thrift store. Was it expensive? Would the prices go up? Did you find a reasonable price for the things? And share with what you bought if you want to. If you want to, that would be an interesting video. I love watching thrift store videos. I love watching people buy stuff on the thrift store and they recycle and repurpose it. Upcycling is called. And I do that too. I upcycle. So when you buy from the thrift store, everybody's upcycling. Everybody's upcycling. So I did knit a little bit. I'm going to put it away for now because I'm not drinking my tea. And I'm going to end this live soon because it is over. Is it over an hour? Oh my gosh, it's over an hour. All right, let me get back in the chat room. Seen those? Okay, you have seen those videos of prices hiked at some Goodwill stores. Yes. Um, the Goodwill and Salvation Army. Yes, they're also complaining about the Salvation Army. And there's not one, there's one a town up from me, and then the next one is 4 towns down. Now, the one 4 towns down, sometimes I got to give it to them. Walmart would donate to them 1 year, 2 years back, and I still have the stuff here, and I'll show it to you one day. Everything they gave me for free. So Walmart had donated bags and bags of clothing to their local Salvation Army. And so what they did was they didn't sell it. Salvation Army put it on Facebook, and for people to know that they're giving away these clothing to please come, first serve. So it was, I think, summertime, but they were giving away. When I went inside the Salvation Army with my daughter, we were a little too late because we got some things. I'll show it to you one day, but they had a lot better things. So they had so many huge boxes donated from Walmart to that Salvation Army. Everything was brand new with the tags on it, brand new. So they got like sweatshirts, sweatpants. They got a bunch of big boxes of socks, packages of socks, packages of underwears, packages. They had pajamas. They had shirts. They have hoodies, shirts, sweaters. They had clothing. They had regular pants, all that stuff. But by the time we went, they only had very little stuff for my size because those went first, and I don't know why. But I was able to get those big Walmart bags full of things for me and my daughter. So Salvation Army will sometimes, they give it for free. So I don't know about any other Salvation Army, but they did. So I have to applaud them for that. They really help the community. And you know what Salvation Army does too? And where I live, every spring and summer, they do a garden and it's free. The gates open for who wants to go in. And this year they put more beds. So also the Salvation there is giving out free clothes, free fresh produce from the plant, but they also have food bank there. And they help people with, if you need to pay, like if you qualified and you need security deposit to move into apartment or things like that. They have different programs. And they'll give you a voucher if they don't have free clothing there at the time that you need it. They will give you a free voucher and then tell you these are the 2 places you could go to get free clothing. And they'll give you a voucher for whatever size is your family to get those I think it was like $100 worth of free clothing. The love of crafting and the relaxation it provides. Yes. I help you escape from real life for just those couple hours. You got some of the clothes. Yes, I have some of the for me, all I got was some shorts and a top that will fit me, but I got a lot of wow, and these cost $10 each. I got 2 packs, and ladies know what I'm talking about. It's the tight pantyhose the tight ones, and also I got some for the winter. So I basically got quite a bit of those, and we got socks. I mean, for my grandson and my other youngest daughter, they got more stuff. She got hoodies with nice warm hoodies. They had the fur inside, so keep them warm. She had a couple of those. They don't fit me, so she kept those. And we had a really nice shirt. It was really nice. One of the shirts, I haven't even worn it yet. It's sitting in the closet for free. Yeah, so I don't know about the other Salvation Army if they sell stuff. But anyways, thrift stores are getting pricey, guys. And that is the reason why I say it's wrong, is because a thrift store is for when a family and people are in need of clothing, even houseware, even there's different departments in the thrift store, right? So shoes, toys for the children, clothing for the children. The reason people go there is because it's cheaper than your Walmart than your other stores, the mall especially, right? And now they are jacking up the prices, and it's not right because they didn't buy none of this stuff. It was brought to their facility, or they went and collected for free. It's for free. And so they want to tell you, you want to ask, why are you changing the prices? What's going on? Oh, because we got to pay the rent here. We have to put gas in the trucks to collect the stuff. Oh, we have to pay the cashiers. We have to pay the workers. Okay, so what happened when Jordan, stop. Trying to scratch me. So what happened when, I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to yell, but we got to cut his nails. They're long. Um what happened like 10 years back? Like, what happened before the pandemic? You still had to pay for rent. You still had to pay the cashiers. You still had to pay. Why did you bring up the prices? Because I understand Walmart and everybody else, because they're buying it from manufacturers from different places, right? They're buying it. They're not getting it for free. Nobody's delivering this for free at Walmart or Target or the mall or Amazon, right? So there you go. So that's why the thrift stores are wrong. So a lot of people are here complaining about it. A lot of people. And it's because they're in need. People right now are having such a hard time paying rent, hard time buying medicine for their kids, so they need to go somewhere where can I go where I'm going to save money, where I could buy something we need. We don't have to spend an arm and a leg for it, right? So the thrift stores are getting a bad rap right now. And there are YouTubers out there making videos about it. So I don't think it's going to help them much. Hopefully that they will see these videos and maybe they'll bring the prices back down. We will see. People go there for Christmas too, to buy the children their toys. I'm going to share a quick story and I'm going to log off. When my daughter, I'm a single mom. When I became a mom of two, I was a mom of one for 15 years. Just one kid. The second kid came 15 years later. I think when she was around 3 or something, I had one income, but I was having a hard time clothing them. So the little one was little. So the oldest, she was in school, you want to get them the new stuff and all that. The little one, I would buy her some stuff new, but not all the time. Until I went to this Goodwill. This is when Goodwill was good. They were good. So I went to this Goodwill and they had $1 Sundays. So it was a colored tag there's only one color tag that was on Sundays for $1. Winter was coming. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to buy clothing for my daughter? And this happened to my oldest when she was 5 years old. It was 1 year that I was doing it was so hard paying daycare. Back then they didn't have like these programs they have now to care for people to care for kids, where they help moms pay their daycares because they can't afford to pay their daycares because they have to go to work. Yeah, I didn't have that when my oldest was little. And so I had to pay daycare. I had to take the train out every day to Milford. It was far from my house. I had to walk her to the daycare place, whether it was raining, snowing, all that. I had to know. It was hard for me that year to buy her clothing. And so thank God that the lady in the first floor, her daughter outgrew and this was God, because I didn't even tell them that I needed clothing for my daughter. And she calls me downstairs one day. He goes, look, my daughter just brought me all these bags and they don't fit my granddaughter anymore. You think it will fit your daughter? That was a miracle from God. It was like 4 big of those big black trash can bags. And they were so full of clothes and shoes and coats and boots. And I was over the moon. I was like, thank you, Lord. Because you know what? All the time, you don't have, so sometime in your life, you don't have money for certain things. So when my 3-year-old, at the time she was 3, the youngest, I went to the Goodwill and it was Dollar Day. I had bought me 2 big garbage bags of clothing for her. And I only paid $80. But if you buy that at the stores, that would have been $300-$400 worth of clothes. So that's why it helped me. And I was in that situation. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not, need the help too. Let's see. Knowing me, if I ran a thrift store, I would give free clothing out to the poor. People and I would also have scammers coming. Yes, and just to sell the free clothing if I ran a thrift store. Yeah, right now they're there. We call them sharks. The sharks are not scammers, but those sharks are eBayers. So the eBayers, they are resellers. And what I didn't like about them was, as a shopper at a thrift store, especially this thrift store I'm talking about, that people come from all over cities to this thrift store because they take donation all around New England, and they get so much name brands. Sometimes stuff still have tags on it, and it's like they sell it for $4. Not anymore though, but I remember I bought these pants from Donald Trump ex-wife. She had a line of clothing, and what was her name? Ivana, right? And it had her tag on it. It was some black pants, and on the tag it said $80, but the thrift store price was $4. I was over the moon. So I like when I find stuff like that too. It's like a treasure hunt when you're in a thrift store. You have so much fun. It's hard to do a video in the thrift store because you're just like, oh, you're looking at everything. Yeah, but you have to focus and make the video not too long. But anyways, yeah. So let me know in the comments if you guys have seen your thrift stores sky high. And like I said, Goodwill, I haven't been there in years, but I'm curious to see. There's a new thrift store up another town from me, and I will record over there. My daughter and I are curious. We want to go and see what they have, and I'll probably bring you guys along if they let me do the video. So I want to go check them out and see their prices. But yeah. So the shark, we call them sharks. What they do is, where the two double doors are, where the workers are in that back room, putting the tags, putting everything on hangers, getting everything ready for the customer, they put it on this push cart thing, and they go through those doors. And the rule of the store was, you cannot touch the item from the cart. You have to wait for the worker to hang it up or put it on the shelf. So these men, they didn't care. They didn't care. They would see them come out. They'll stop them. They start grabbing stuff, start throwing it in there before they even get to the first row, the first aisle. So that's what I didn't like about them, because we're there because we need it, and they're there because they want to make money out of it. Most thrift stores are cheaper around me. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Yeah. So some prices like Ross. Oh my gosh, I went to my first Ross in Florida because New England didn't have a Ross until they just opened one in Trumbull, Connecticut, which I'm going to go. I used to live near Trumbull, Connecticut. I'm going to go check it out. But the first time I went to a Ross is a store that was really more south of the United States. So Florida has a lot of them. And so when I went in May with my friend, I needed some tops and stuff for the time I was there because it was so hot. And I went, and we went to the store. Let me tell you, I was so happy with the prices. I couldn't believe the prices. I was like, oh my gosh, these are cheaper than the thrift stores. Okay. And it's brand new. So keep that in mind when you go shopping in a thrift store. Keep Ross, keep Marshall's in mind, because Marshall is also not that expensive either. But Burlington is one of the best ones for up here in the Northeast coast that I would recommend, because I used to love shopping there for my daughters, because they have very reasonable prices. You could find shirts for $5, $7 brand new out of the rack. You could find pants for $9.99, $8.99, $7.99, skirts 10, 12, 15. It goes higher, but you could find cheaper ones too if you really look in those racks. So think about that before you buy something at a thrift store that they're charging you $14. I had seen I don't know if it was a pair of jeans at the thrift store. Yes. That's why I stopped going there, but I'm going to go back and check it out. Pair of jeans used to cost $4, three something, $4, $5 back in the days. Now they're $14.99, $16, but they're used. So you really gotta look around. You gotta really look around. But it all depends what town you're into, because if you're in a richy town, like Cheshire is where the rich people live, and they live like about 18 minutes from me. We went to a thrift store there. I did find some reasonable things, reasonable prices, but they will probably they sell more. They're going to be a little more expensive because it depends what town. It's the the place you live, and plus they get donation there from that town, so everything's like high end stuff. So yeah, um so that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. I talked a lot today, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all of those that were here, Junior, Jeanette, and everybody watching behind the bushes, and anybody that's going to watch the replay of this video. I do appreciate each and one of you guys. And also, I wanted to say the third thing I wanted to share with you guys, YouTubers that make videos and content and all that. Keep fighting for your channel, because if 2030 happens, you're going to come back on here on YouTube. So don't get rid of your videos, don't delete them, and don't get rid of your channel. Because what happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? People that were never making videos, never on social media, all of a sudden they started making videos and being on YouTube. And that's where a lot of people learn how to crochet and knit too, was when the pandemic happened and the shutdown. So yeah, keep your channel going, fight for your channel, and do the best you can, but to get monetized and all that stuff, because you're going to probably need it for 2030. All right, guys. Let's see. Maybe, wait, let me read the last few here in the chat room from Junior. He wrote, most thrift stores are cheaper around me. Around a $50, found a $50. Oh, okay. That coffee maker for 10. I used to have one of those, but my daughter gave it to me as a gift, and then it didn't work anymore, for $10 flat. Woo! Good find. Good find. Don't you love it when you find stuff like that? You just love it. Never been at Ross. I believe one maybe in Jonesburg, Arkansas. Yeah, I've been to the one in Florida, and there's another one. One is called Ross, is in Florida, but there's another one she took me to, and it started with a C. But I'm gonna ask her for it, and it's almost the same prices as Ross. It's just amazing, and they were in the same plaza. It was Marshall there. It was Ross. The other one I can't remember. It starts with a C. It was very cheap prices, and of course they had Hobby Lobby, which I went there. And yeah, I see a Hobby Lobby. I don't care about my vacation. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna go there and check it out. But yeah, I made a video in this when I was in Hobby Lobby and there in Florida. Blessing to you all. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Junior. You too. And in that note, I hope that maybe you some of these tips and advice will help you. And also just pray for this world, pray for your family, pray for your neighbors, and just be ready and pray and keep crafting and keep doing everything you love. I will be sharing my CT Valley Grow Garden channel, and when this video loads up, I will put it in the comment section. So for those who wants to go there, and when I share the recipe with this hair growth product, skincare product, and the other one that I will be making for the winter months, for like when you're having sore throat, coughing, and you're having respiratory problems and congestion. All right. God bless. Take care. Blessing to all. And may the Lord be with you and bless you and your family always. And God be the glory. Amen. And remember, Jesus loves you and he's coming soon. Bye for now.